Hello everyone, Namaste. I am Professor Kanika Verma. I have been teaching and practicing nutrition for the past 30 years. Welcome to our channel, Let Us Talk, Turn Around Life with Knowledge. As a nutritionist, I have always been asked questions about what to eat, how much to eat, क्या खाना है, कितना खाना है, क्या नहीं खाना है. Today I am going to talk about something very different, that is mindful eating. Mindful eating has come from the concept of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a term which we borrow from Zen Buddhism. Mindfulness is the practice of purposefully bringing one's attention and focus to the present moment. Mindfulness is a skill that one can develop through practice or meditation. It is maintaining a moment by moment awareness of our thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and the surrounding environment. Mindfulness has become very popular in achieving calmness and in managing stress. Mindful eating is an approach to food that focuses on experiences the food through our 5 senses. We know so much about healthy diets and healthy food choices. There is so much information available that almost everybody knows what is good to eat, what is unhealthy to eat. But despite so much information that is available, why is it that so many of us, when we try to follow a healthy diet, we give in to binges and craving, and suddenly after eating a healthy diet for maybe 15 to 20 days, we just follow our craving and we say that our diet has crashed because we have not been able to follow it, because we are doing mindless eating. I will give you an example of mindless eating. Mindless eating is when we are watching television and we are sitting with a bowl of, say, chips or namkeen. We do not realize how much we are eating. We do not realize why we are eating so many chips, and we do not realize when to stop eating. Even when our stomach is full and we have no hunger, we keep on eating those chips because we are doing mindless eating. So let us talk today about mindful eating. So what is mindful eating? It is eating with full attention and focusing our minds and senses on the act of eating the food in the present moment. That means when we eat food, we are not watching television, checking our WhatsApp, looking at our social media, or maybe playing a game. When we are not doing anything of these actions and we are focusing only on the food that we are eating, that is called mindful eating. So how do we go about mindful eating? We know that we are always talking about spending quality time with our children, with our family, with our friends, even with ourselves. So let us spend some quality time with our food. When we use all our 5 senses, then we experience food as a celebration every day. And when we enjoy and celebrate the food that we eat, we are doing mindful eating. I will be sharing some tips on mindful eating. It is not about fats and calories and proteins. It is not even about, eating a balanced or an unbalanced diet. It is mindful eating can be used as a tool to have control over your eating habits and to control your binge eating and to manage your cravings, help in your weight loss. In simple terms, I would say that mindful eating helps us to achieve a better sense of well-being and better healthy eating pattern. So before I go about mindful eating, I would like to tell you that when we eat food, we need to use our 5 senses. Sight, smell, touch, sound, and taste. So when we use all these 5 senses, then we are doing mindful eating. When food first comes to us, we look at the food. So look at the food Appreciate the way it is presented, appreciate the colors, the shape, the way it has been decorated, or how it has been garnished. Appreciate the look of the food. After that, smell the food. Smell before you eat. Smell the flavor and aroma of a hot steaming dal, or maybe the aroma of freshly cooked chapati or freshly cooked rice with ghee. Try to enjoy the smell of the food before you put the food into your mouth. Touch the food. In India, we are eating mostly with hand. So when we touch food, when we eat chawal and dal with hand, we touch the food and we are enjoying the texture of the food also before we put it into our mouth. We have some very pleasant memories associated with certain sounds, like the sound when we put masala in hot oil, or the sizzling sound that comes, or when when we are cooking food, the sound that comes from the kitchen. Enjoy those sounds that are coming with the food. When we bite into a crispy papad, enjoy the sound that the papad makes. Do you remember that when in our childhood, the ice cream or the kulfi wala used to come and used to ring a bell, ghanti bajata tha, and we used to associate that ghanti with kulfi or ice cream. So a lot of sounds are also associated with the pleasant kind of memories of sound, of food. Finally, when we taste the food, enjoy the food. Put a bite into your mouth. In a previous video, you had seen how to enjoy a glass of wine. Similarly, enjoy every bite of food that you are taking. Put it into your mouth, chew it carefully, chew it at least 20 to 30 times. Believe me, the kind of flavors that you will get when you chew your food very well instead of just gulping it down. Even if you are drinking something, just take a small sip, enjoy the flavor in your mouth, and then swallow the sip. Enjoy the various taste in your meal, whether it is the sweetness of rasgulla, or the spiciness of chaat, or whether it is the sourness from the lemon juice on the salad, or whether it is the astringent taste of maybe amla chutney. Enjoy all the flavors, or the bitterness of karela. So enjoy all kinds of taste in a meal. Try to differentiate the different flavors so that when you eat a complete meal, you are getting 100% experience out of that meal. Chewing slowly will give you far more satiety. Another thing that I would like to tell you, that when physiological hunger is satisfied, our brain gives a signal to the body to stop eating, and that signal never comes before 20 minutes. So if you just gobble down your food in 5 minutes, you will not get the satiety, you will not feel satisfied. You will again have that feeling after a meal, कुछ खाना है, कुछ तो खाना है और कुछ मीठा खाना है, because you have not enjoyed the full satiety of the full meal that you had taken. So try to chew slowly, try to enjoy every bite. Now when you come to a table for eating food, come with an appetite. Don't come when you are not hungry. Otherwise, you will not enjoy your food and you will not be able to practice mindful eating. Also, don't come when you are so hungry that you will eat anything that is put on the table. So try to make your meal timing such that you are not ravenously hungry, but your appetite is just right to enjoy the food and yet not just gobble down the food. So bring all your senses to the meal. When we are buying food, when we are purchasing food, then also we need to do mindfulness while we are purchasing food. When we are shopping, we tend to buy foods, which are tasting very good, like we will buy some biscuits, some chocolates, some processed food, some soup packets, because we like the taste. They are appealing to us at that time. Try to do mindful buying and buy raw ingredients. Instead of a packet of tomato soup, try to buy tomatoes, because that will give you far more satiety, nutrition, and your craving will be less if you eat less of processed foods. So here we are trying to talk about preventing and managing food cravings that spoil all our healthy eating measures. So when we are cooking, try to put mindfulness. Enjoy the sight of freshly cut vegetables, the sight of freshly washed fruits. Natural food is very colorful and good looking. Natural, healthy food will always be colorful and good looking. So try to enjoy your experience of even cooking the food. So if we enjoy the process of buying and preparation of food, that is also a part of mindfulness. So pause, look, smell, feel your food, and then finally eat your food. Come with an appetite, start with small bites. Eat your favorite foods at last, so that when you finish the meal, you go back with a satisfied feeling. Don't eat too fast. Do not eat straight from a serving dish or from a packet. I will give you an example. Suppose there is a plate of cutlets on the table. If you pick up a cutlet, just eat it, gobble it down, you will not feel satisfied. If you pick up a cutlet, put it on your individual plate, take a small bite of the cutlet and enjoy every bite. Trust me, you will be satisfied after eating just 1 or 2 cutlets. This happens when we are eating pakoras on a rainy day and we are eating straight from the plate and we have no count of how many pakoras we have eaten. So chew thoroughly, and this is something that was taught to us when we were small children. We always used to be told, eat slowly, chew carefully, don't do anything, don't read a book while you're on the dining table. 5 minutes of mindful eating before you start conversation on the table. I agree that it's a very good practice to eat together. Definitely one meal of the day of the family should be eaten together, but before you start eating, and before you start eating, just pause, appreciate the food on the table, and before you start talking, do mindful eating. And start with mindful eating of only one meal a day. You can't do mindful eating for all the meals suddenly. Start with just one meal a day in which you practice mindful eating, and believe me, you will definitely have less of cravings. Coming to cravings, I will just give you a few more tips, some take-home messages. Do treat yourself now and then. Don't deprive yourself of good food. Food is something to be enjoyed. Food is not something that we crave. Why we suddenly binge on food is because we have been depriving ourselves of good food and eating very supposedly healthy food. Actually, healthy food should also taste good. So don't deprive yourself of good food. And when you are eating something good, or maybe something which is calorie loaded, like a chocolate or a mithai or maybe a samosa, do not feel guilty. Enjoy that food. Don't feel guilty. Yes, because if you satisfy your craving once or twice a week, you will not keep on having craving for that particular food, because you have not deprived yourself. Drink water instead. Suppose we want to eat something. Again, this is a practice of mindful eating. We have that feeling of कुछ खाना है, कुछ मीठा खाना है, कुछ तीखा खाना है. Just drink a glass of water. 50% of the times your craving will just go, because a lot of times when we are feeling thirsty, we are actually we start thinking that we want to eat something. Eat a lot of protein foods. There was a previous video which I had shown, in which we had talked about the various protein foods. If you have adequate amount of protein food in your diet, you will not have cravings. Try to eat protein foods towards the evening time. Eat nuts if you have the craving. Eat chilled fruit. Summers are coming. Cut your fruit, put it in the freezer, eat chilled food every time you have a craving. But again, do it mindfully. Take out the chilled fruit or the nuts in a small bowl. Pick up a piece and enjoy every piece of food that you are eating. So the take-home message for today is practice mindful eating. Enjoy your food. Don't feel guilty to eat good food, but yes, if you enjoy your food, be mindful of what you're eating. I am sure you will be mindful of the kind of food you're eating, the portion size that you're taking, and you will also be mindful of unhealthy foods that you should not be eating. But still, enjoy your food and let every meal be a celebration with your 5 senses. So, happy eating, healthy eating, and mindful eating. Thank you.